to CBS News coverage of the inauguration of President Trump. We are now joined by two New Jersey residents from two different towns that are next to each other with two.
I love interviewing someone wearing this shirt. This is certainly a serious person.
Very different points of view. Lou DeMore is a Republican. Donna Miller is a Democrat. And they sat down with Tony DeCoppel a few times and were very nice enough to spend part of their day with us. We wanted to get their reaction to Donald Trump's speech. Lou and Donna, it's good to see you because we talked to you before the election, then we caught up with you after the election, then we really wanted to touch base on Inauguration Day. I know you both watch two different networks. And so, Dana, I want to start with you, what you're thinking.
What am I thinking that I haven't said before? I am thinking the worst and hoping for the best. I am thinking that I have lived through 4 years of normalcy where I didn't have to predict what is going to happen next. And now,
dude, this is amazing. You got like a Rachel Maddow looking gay liberal wife with obviously insane. Like, this is literally the American political spectrum. Like if you could capture the essence of a voter of either party, this is it. Okay. Person who has experimented with bisexuality in college and listens to NPR on the one side. Person who is definitely mentally ill and somehow still not a victim of child court, a victim of family court, wearing the most insane Trump gear you've seen on the other side. Literally, this is the only two people that vote in this country for the only two readily available parties, okay? I feel like I'm losing it. This is perfect. And of course, they're in their fairly wealthy, not even upper middle class, but like wealthy home that is well decorated. I can see the Viking kitchen appliances in the background, and you know they're wealthy because if you pay close attention, they got that sink that they have on top of the they have a sink on top of the Viking appliances that you only get in like super wealthy houses, okay? They got a pot filler. This is the perfect demonstration. Oh, these are two random people. It's not a couple. Okay, that makes it a little bit more okay, so then he is divorced then. This guy's definitely divorced then. If they're not a couple, I misunderstood. They're definitely divorced. That man is got to be a victim of family court. No one gets to the point of wearing a Trump ahegao shirt until they are victim of divorce court, okay? You need to be chewed up and spit out by family court to get to that position where you have lost all semblance of dignity. You have lost your personhood. You are no longer a human being. You are now a vessel for Trump's agenda. You are no longer a man, but a mere vessel.
now I fear that Friday afternoon where he puts it all back out there and he's going to cut somebody and we're going to hear about it all weekend. So I'm fearful.
So you watched his speech.
I'm hoping
what did you
for
think?
The best.
I know you guys watched his speech. You watched it together. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're not a couple. Oh, well, they might be swinging, but no, they're the neighbors. They interviewed these guys before. That's right. They're in New Jersey. They're in a relatively wealthy New Jersey suburb where one family is pro Kamala Harris, pro Biden. The other family was pro Trump. Can we stop the dehumanization? That's what the right does. The dehumanization. Bro, I cannot dehumanize this thing more than he has chosen to dehumanize himself. You understand that? First of all, I'm joking, obviously. But secondly, the point I'm trying to make here is that you have lost your personhood, voluntarily given it up when you're choosing to wear that shirt on a national broadcast, okay? That's it.
Yep.
Yep.
And what did we think?
Yeah, I want to know what you
I
thought.
felt
I
like
want
it
to
was a
know how you're
campaign
getting
speech.
your campaign speech. I want to know how you're getting through this day.
I'm getting through it with some beverages. Okay, I'm getting through it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that some liberals have immediately started hitting that note. Some liberals have immediately started hitting the note of like, can you not be mean to conservatives, please? This is how Trump won. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's why Trump won, because Kamala was too mean to conservatives. Kamala was literally doing tricks on conservatives, okay? She was hugging and kissing conservatives every day of the week on the campaign trail. Look how far that went.
Hoping that, you know what, those day one promises, I hope he's signing a lot of papers for all those day one promises.
Well, Dana just said, Lou, that she said it felt like a campaign speech. You watched the speech. What did you think? I see you have a little libation as well.
I'm so excited right now. I'm so excited it's not even sinking in yet, you know, because we're doing all this filming here. We were here all day today waiting to go on, and haven't really been paying attention so much to the speech, but I'm excited. I'm excited. I've been waiting a long time for this, and I felt like I've been in a coma
Was
for
there
4
something
years.
that, Lou,
And I finally came
no,
out of my coma.
I know, I know the feeling, and sometimes in television there's a lot of waiting, so we appreciate you sticking around. But was there something that spoke to you specifically in his speech that excites you?
I want the
Let me guess. All right. Oh, when he said 2 genders, I loved it. I loved it. That's what I care about. He's going to restore dignity to America. I love that.
borders closed. I want
Yeah, he's going to kill the illegals. How could I forget? That's the number one thing, of course.
all his people to get nominated as soon as possible. I want to get the ball rolling, man, because we've been waiting 4 years for this. Really been hurting. I'm in a lot of pain.
What are you talking about? You live in a New Jersey suburb. What do you mean you're in a lot of... You realize you're a beta cuck, right? Yes, I am a beta cuck. Sitting at 230 pounds, okay? A person that your girlfriend, if you have one, most likely not, but your mom and your sister would literally throw away most of their material possessions to have sex with. I'm the beta cuck here. You, on the other hand, sir, you are the alpha dog. You got me. Anyway, that's also back. We're back. We're so back. 2016 politics is so back. It's awesome. No, you don't understand. I am a Republican, so obviously I'm alpha. Please, please understand that I'm an alpha dog because I'm a Republican. You're soy. Anyway, living in a New Jersey suburb, living in an upper middle class New Jersey suburb and being like, the immigrants have ruined my life. I've experienced a lot of pain is so crazy because... Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? You went to Home Depot and hired a bunch of these guys 100% to do landscaping. What are you talking about? How have they harmed you?
I am in a lot of pain starting today. I look around that room at that whole spectacle and I didn't see anything other than all the yes men, all the representation. His first presidency, he had checks and balances. He is footloose and fancy free right now. There is nobody there to reel him in. They're all a bunch of yes men. Look at Zuckerberg kissing the ring. It's a bunch of yes men, and he's an oligarch. He has all these little pious little men behind him that he's the puppet of these puppets.
He's getting pissed. Wait, is he gonna get mad at her for saying that? All these little yes men and the oligarchs? Because like Republicans have no answer to that other than, well, you have oligarchs too, which is true. Democrats also have them, you know? Every part of this government is bought and sold by corporations, okay? I hope that at a certain point people will realize that, you know?
Tears.
Lou, I know you disagree with that.
I want you to bring us back once a week or once a month to see how the update's going with Dana.
Let's see.
I'm very optimistic.
Lou, I know you would disagree with everything she said. Surrounded by oligarchs, surrounded by yes men. When you look at his speech today, what did you see?
I've probably watched almost all of his rallies in the past few years. So it's like a broken record to me, really.
Oh, it's a broken record.
Yeah, but I think it's going to happen. I mean, the country's in bad shape. We got to stop the border day one. We got to stop this illegal immigration.
You have 12
We got over
hours.
300,000 missing children. Gail?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, countries in tatters. We got to stop the border day one, and then immediately hits like a conspiracy line. This is why I always say, like, in order to understand the mindset of Republicans, you have to remember, like, well, one, you should probably just slam your head against the wall multiple times until you have until your brain capacities have diminished, so you can like operate on the same wavelength. That's number one. And number two, you got to get duped by like whatever misinformation you saw online. Yeah, dude, 300,000 little children have been trafficked in the United States of America. Brain broken from Secaucus. Yeah. Missing children, what is he talking about? He's talking about a classic conservative conspiracy theory that the undocumented migrant children that have been released by the Customs and Border Patrol, by the way, by the Department of Homeland Security, to immediate relatives are actually secretly being trafficked. The reality is that it's a classic conservative talking point. The reality is that when undocumented migrants are apprehended at the border, they look for immediate family members, and then they do voluntary release of their immediate family members. And if they don't do any sort of checkups, because the checkups are voluntary after the fact, then these guys look at that and go, oh, that's because they're not doing checkups because they're sex trafficked. There's also, I mean, part of the reason why they also say that is because of like Sound of Freedom and all these other guys. It's a big Republican thing that like sex trafficking of children is happening. Sex trafficking of children is happening, and the Democrats are doing it. Pedophile cabal, that sort of thing.
Over 300,000 missing children. We got to find these children.
Yeah, we're expecting to hear his plan. We're expecting to, if you can hold on a little bit longer, we're expecting to hear his immigration plan very soon. But Dana, before you go, was there anything you heard that gave you hope? I'd like to think that maybe there was something that gave you hope in the speech today.
You know what? Actions speak louder than words. And what I'm going to hope for, I'm going to see the facts. 100 days out, let's see where this policy has led us. Let's see if all those day one implementations have been started in a democratic way. Let's see if we're able to hold back World War III. Let's see if we're able to put together and come together. And let's see if all these promises are not just reared towards the Lou's of the world, but for the rest of us, all people in America, not just people that follow him.
I like that, Lou, the Lou's of the world. You know, what I appreciate about you guys is that you're neighbors, clearly you're friends, but you're able to have these difficult conversations that many people cannot have. It's fractured some families, it's fractured some friendships. Why is it that you two are able to still maintain the relationship that you two have?
Because they're upper middle class and, you know, white and upper middle class enough not to like care. Also, I mean, this isn't to say that like poor people or everyone can't be friends with one another regardless of their political differences or whatever, but like that I'm sure plays a big role in this. It's team sports. It's like being friends, you know. It's like being able to maintain a relationship with someone who is a fan of an opposing team. For a lot of people, that's the way they see it. And it's understandable that that's the way they see it because, I mean, the reality is American politics only goes in one direction, and it's to the right. And liberals are often just playing catch up after Republicans just like further accelerate America's demise.
Have and your spouses.
We want to bring the country back together again. That's what Trump's going to do. We want to bring the country. This has to stop. This division has to stop. We can never go forward as a country divided like this. It's never been like this.
I never.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna unite the nation with Donald Trump. How are we gonna unite it? 9/11 style. 9/11 style. How will we unite it? Oh, by finding a common enemy that everybody can dunk on. Who will that common enemy be? Trans people. Who will that common enemy be? Undocumented migrants. Some of the most powerless people in American society.
I never knew where my neighbors stood on politics. I never knew who voted where until Trump in 2016/17. And then all of a sudden, everybody knows where everybody stands on politics. And a lot of it caught me by surprise. I didn't know that people didn't think like me. A lot of my friends. And
yeah, that's, hold on. There's more. You're right. United against common enemies, such as Muslims, of course, who could forget, homeless people. Libs acting like you've shut up about, what is this? I haven't heard anything from Shonda Black, Hassan the Hun, Frogan, Denim's TV, Fat Ass Mike from PA, Mighty Quiet. Donald Trump tells NBC News his administration plans to execute mass deportations of undocumented immigrants as soon as he takes office. Wait, what? Maybe you haven't heard anything from me because you don't watch me other than clips. There's never been a day where I haven't talked about mass deportations. What is going on with these people? Like, do they just... What? Bro, I was shitting on the Democrats when they were in line with the Trump agenda of having a more muscular border. What are we talking about? What is this? I want everyone to pay attention to how quiet lefters are going to be when this happens. I think these guys have brain worms. And there is no other way to talk about this other than that. I mean, yeah, these guys are just obviously engagement farming. I've quite literally worked. I've done more than virtually every person that is chirping about that sort of thing. In terms of trying to mount a significant legal defense for undocumented migrants. These past 2 months, we fundraised specifically for a community organizing tool in Texas that works to create some kind of legal safety net around undocumented migrants in the state of Texas. All of the proceeds from my merchandise at ideology.shop, Union made, American made, went to Raíces, Texas. And not only that, but I've also literally worked with groups comprised of undocumented migrants that work to defend undocumented migrants and talked about methods of organizing against Trump's obviously insane and cruel and violent anti-immigrant policies months ahead of time. And I will always continue to do so. Saying that I haven't talked significantly or talked enough about undocumented migrants is as stupid as saying that I'm like transphobic or something.